morning, Jana here with Jana's Quilt Shop. Well, it's time for Monday morning tidbit, and I got a good one for you today. I think you're really going to like it. I think it's something not quilting that you really need to do. Have you ever wanted a quick gift idea that would be good for anybody? I've got one for you. It's this tote bag. Look at this. Who wouldn't like this? You monogram it. So if you have an embroidery machine, you can put it on the fabric after you cut it out. You can put it on the front of the bag, or if you don't, you can drop it by the shop and we'll monogram the front of it for you, and then you're ready to go to put your bag together. So this is done in school colors, black and green. I won't tell you which school it is, but this is done. You can do different, you can do a full name like this, or you can just do the monogram. You can do whatever size you want, like this. Look at that, isn't that neat? Well, let me show you how to do it. You can do different sizes. Once you learn to do one, you can do all sizes. So I haven't made a pattern for this, but I'm gonna give you all the measurements and everything you need to do it. So here's one I've got cut out that's not in the solids, but I chose a fabric that lets the fabric speak for the bag. And I'm doing this for a quilter, so I'm gonna show you it. So what you need, look at this. Isn't that neat? Eat, sleep, quilt. What quilter wouldn't like that? So this is going to be a bag, and it looks piece. So it's a cheater's top cloth. You could use any kind of print, sewing print. You know, if they are into leopards or zebra print would be pretty. Anything like that. And then this monogram, if it's not too busy, you can put it directly on the bag. But in this case, I thought this needed an accent fabric, and it was a little busy. So I put a patch on here that I had embroidered on. You could do it round and then satin stitch it down so it looked like a true patch if you want. But I just did this one. I chose to just turn the edges under and top stitch it. And I really like the color with that. And then I did the blue straps that matches in here. So here's what you need. For the outside of the bag, you need two pieces, 16.5 by 18.5. 16.5 is the width, 18.5 is the height. For the facing, you're going to need two pieces, 3.5 by 16.5, and you're going to need a piece of pellon for each one to go on the back. Okay, for the straps, you're going to need two at 4.5 by 27 inches, and then you are going to need to put pellon on those. So I'll show you how to do those, but if you want to make this bag, write those dimensions back down, or you can look back at the video anytime. This will probably be a YouTube video as well. So there's what you need. I've already got mine cut out and ready to go, so I'm going to pull them off and show you. I love to do the straps this way. It makes some really professional looking straps. So here's a strap that's finished, the 27 inches, and here's how I do it. Let's pick this up so you can see. Here's the fabric, and you know we cut it 4.5 inches wide. So in this case, I put pellon over the whole thing, the exact size. You press it in half to get your half line there. So you take that 4.5 inch piece, put it in half, and then you take these and press up to meet those. See that? And then, you know, all you got to do is press it like that, and you're ready to go. So let's go ahead and stitch these down. You stitch down two sides on a tote bag. All you need to do is the outside and the inside. Now, if you notice, I'm using my walking foot on this. I think it pulls the fabric through much better when you're doing a tote bag of some kind. And this little machine is fast. So you just keep it held in line on that outer edge. Try to make the same distance, because on a handle, it's really noticed. And the best thing to do is do both handles. Just sew them down at the same time. Same distance on the other side. Got to be careful about moving it because it'll make it a lot different. And make it kind of wavy. So, use a matching thread that you hardly even see. There you go. I'm making this a gift for a quilter, and I think she'll like it. Okay, so you've got your straps done, and on the facings, you have two of them with the pellon on there, two separate pieces, and you're going to press the about a 1/4 inch up and top stitch it. I've already done that on this one. So now I'm going to put right sides together, matching the hem part, and going to seam both sides. I should back stitch on that outer edge so that it won't rip out when I go to sew it in. 1/4 inch. Okay, so I've got my facings ready to go too. So got that ready, okay? So we're gonna lay that aside. The next thing is all we've got is this fabric right here, right? So I'm going to match them together, wrong sides to wrong side, because we are going to put French seams in this so we don't have to line it. That's why we've got the facing. So we're gonna match it up, and we are going to do a 2 inch cut out of the corners. So 2 inches out of the corners, okay? I'll put that on that board over there. So I'll get my ruler. This is to make our corners, our box bag. Put it on 2 inches. I cut both pieces at the same time. And be careful, don't do an overcut too much on that. Other side, 2 inches. See, this is going to go really fast. You could whip out several of these at once you get the embroidery or the monogram on there. Alrighty, I got that one good. Okay, so wrong sides together. Now I'm going to make about 1/8 of an inch, not a full 1/4 inch down through here. So just make a small seam down the sides, not a true 1/4 inch. I want this to be a little bit narrow. Okay, gonna go around now. I'm not gonna do the corners. I'm gonna do across the bottom. So I'm skipping the corners. Go to the bottom. Okay, cut the thread, turn it, and do the other side. Now we're ready to turn it in just a second here. Okay, we're going to turn our bag, and we are going to make our French seam. So here's what you do. Turn it, get your first seam up. Now, if you've got a lot of ravelings in here in your seam, you want to trim those off before you turn it. Mine is clean cut. I don't have any ravelings, so I don't need to do that. But if there's any ravelings, you need to trim a little bit of your seam so that you won't have any coming out on the other side, because that will be on the right side. So you can press at this if you can't get it folded real good in the middle, but I am finger pressing this, hold it in there, and I'm going to do a little more than a 1/4 inch seam this time. So just a little more than my 1/4 inch guide. I'm going to back stitch this time, roll that seam out where I finger pressed it, make a good wide seam there. This is like the French seam we do on pillowcases, some clothing. And so it doesn't hurt for this seam to be rather large there. Okay, so yes, you're right. You're probably thinking we go all the way around, and we do. So finger press that, or take it to the iron and press that seam down there. Okay, I'm gonna get it over here and get it pressed and rolled there. These are fun to do. For one thing, you can get them done quick. They're so fast. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one rolled and ready. Turn my piece. Made a lot of tote bags. A lot of times they're lined, but sometimes you just need a tote bag that's large. You can carry books in, clothing, food. You can use it at Walmart for quilts. You'll probably put a small quilt in this one. Okay, now I always check and make sure I've covered my seam good and then turn it back and finish the corners. So, looks good. Looks good on this side. Bottom, looks good. Okay, and if there was to be a thread or something that you let get out, let it escape, you can always go back and trim it. But it's best to trim your seam before you do all this. Okay, now we're gonna pinch up the corner here and close this off. So what you do is you open the corner up there, turn one to the left, one to the right. You see that? You turn your seam, and then I'm just going to put a pin in it to hold it together because I want those seams to line up. All right, flatten it out and go straight across the 1/4 inch. Back stitch. Do a good 1/4 inch. You don't want it to rip out or anything, but you want your corners to all be the same. Both of them be the same. Okay, this is where you can use a zigzag and finish the out there. Just a zigzag stitch on your machine. Okay, we're going to pinch it up again. Go to the left with the bottom one, right with the top one. Get my pin in there. And then I'm going to make sure I flatten this out and don't have any tucks in it, okay? Flatten it out. Get it down there. Back stitch, 1/4 inch across. Got it. Okay, now, you remember, you need to zigzag that side too. I'm not going to do this one right now. I will turn it back and do it. I want to go ahead and be able to show you to do the straps on here in the top. Okay, so we're going to fold these two and mark the middle. So I'm going to take one of my good markers here that will show on both of them. Mark and mark. Okay, then I'm going to look at it, and I have put on my card from this mark. You're going to mark another 3 inches over to the left, over to the right, and your handle will go in the middle of that. So let's do that. Let's mark to the left 3 inches, 1, 2, 3. To the right 3 inches, 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, we need to do this on the other side, but you know what? You can look at it since you folded them together and do both of them. So there we go. Don't have to measure that. I always put my caps right back on because those little dudes dry out quick. Okay. So now we're going to have to put the handle to the inside. We have both of our handles done. So raw edge to raw edge. We're going to put the handle in the middle of that mark. Right in the middle. Pin it. Put 2 pins if you need. Keeping it straight and turning it. See? Straight and turn. You don't want your handle twisted when you get it on there. Okay, another pin in the middle of that. You're almost done with this thing, so hang with me. Okay, so we're going to put that on the inside, and let's get the other handle. All right. We're going to put this side in the middle, not the middle mark now, those end marks that we made that were 3 inches over. So we want this on the inside of the bag, not on the outside of the bag. The handles are going to be on the inside. So keeping it straight, you just come around and put this on the other mark, right in the middle of the handle. Pin it good so it don't come off. You could base this on. I usually just use my pins in the middle and just keep it straight when I sew. Okay, now we're almost done, remember? All right, now we got to do the little facing. So always remember we need right sides together. So we're not going to put it out here. We're going to turn this right side and we're going to put it inside. So this is giving us right sides to our bag. So we're going to match the corners. One seam to the left, one seam to the right. So they're nested. That's called nesting. So let's do the other corner. Get it down. Make sure our handles stay in there. Get this seam and match this seam. So we've got that. We know that's supposed to match up. One to the left, one to the right. Put a pin and hold one of those down there. Okay, now let's look at it, make sure it's gonna fit. Good job. Now, I'm gonna put a couple more pins in here just to hold that facing in place. Yeah, good match there. That's because we did our measurements right. Okay. I love to make these. When I was looking, I could see all kinds of fabric I could make these out of. I thought, oh, look, somebody else like this. There's some musical fabric in there, some musical notes. Anybody that's in the band or big into choir and stuff, they would like those. There's some sport stuff. I thought my little grandsons wouldn't mind having one to carry their toys in, probably. I saw some more quilting fabric in there. All right, we're gonna do this seam, finish it out, and turn it, and I'm gonna show you what else to do, and then we'll be done, okay? All right, so I'm gonna do a full 1/4 inch. You can start in the corner or anywhere, but as you go around, make sure your strap is straight under there. You got your facing. This is where I think the walking foot really helps, but you see what I'm doing? Just going around, straight stitch around, keeping it flat, making sure my handles and everything is laying flat on this dude. This blue is a Bella Solid that we have in the shop, and the other fabric is, I believe it's called Garden Society, that we've had for a while, and I love it. I've been wanting to do something with it, and I thought this little bag would be good for a quilter. And I have a lot of quilting friends, and a lot of them don't make bags, so you can give them a bag as a gift, and they'll love to put their quilts and stuff in it. And a lot of times I use them for project bags. I put certain quilts I'm going to do. Oh, wait a minute, my strap's not straight, see? I almost sewn that crooked, okay? Make sure you watch it there. Just keep your strap straight. Okay. To remove our pins and see what we got here. I hope it's good. I'm gonna need to press good, because I haven't pressed this as I go like I normally do. I didn't have my big iron over here, and I'm gonna save the pressing till the end. But always press as you go. It just makes everything look so much better. Okay, y'all ready for the big reveal? Let's make sure our straps are gonna come out. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Get our facing pressed in there. Now this is when you're gonna take it to the iron. I'll get down in there and press it good. You could pin it before you press it if you like. Sometimes I do that when I want to hold it in there. Let's get it pinned so you can see what it's going to look like, especially at the seams. Now you're going to go press this, and then you're going to want to top stitch this down with a contrasting thread. But look at that, isn't that cute? It's just hard to do without pressing it, so. But when we press it down, it's going to look so cute. Okay, here it is. Here's the bottom. Come on. Get it all turned. Go press it all really good. And this is the kind of tote bag you're going to have. And see, I did solids for the school colors. If you were doing Valley View, you could do blue and gold. All different ones for the school colors. But this one is for a quilter, and you would hope that she would love those colors. And I think that is so cute, don't you? Getting those corners and the bottoms pressed out. It's real sturdy with the handles. Look at that. Okay, I hope you enjoy this tidbit. And if you have any questions, just message me. I will put these up so you can look at these again. Okay, there's the measurements you will cut up there. And here is 2 inches in the corners and 3 inches for your straps. You can play this back and check that out. If you have any questions, just call us at the office or come by and see us. Check out our fabrics we have. Thank you and have a great Monday.